done yet. Anyone else got any nice things to say? We don't want to hear it. Lew, you're on.
Thank you, sir. Wayne, are you sure that this is for real, or is this just he's leaving, really?
I'm just going on hearsay.
Excuse me. Yes, Jay. Oh, sorry. I thought it was Jay calling. For those of you that were ever in meetings with us, we have a rule in meetings around Habitat that if your cell phone rings during that time, it's going to cost you $5. And the profit in the restore stayed very high because of Jay's cell phone. That's how we made budget every year. I do want to speak to Jay's accomplishments with us and talk a little bit about some numbers. I won't give you a lot of numbers. But the year before Jay came, in 1988, in the 1988 year, the Restore, which was the home store then, they had sales of $168,000. Jay stepped back from general manager a little over a year ago here just to get a little relaxation before going into full retirement. In that year, we were well over $2 million in sales, 1,170% increase. And so Jay, held that communication. 30 years ago, when we were building our first house, many of you have heard me say, it took us 18 months to build that house. And today we are starting a house every 3.5 weeks. And again, much of that is due to the success of the Restore here and the money it puts into the mission of this organization. And Jay, you brought us there, so thank you for that. As Paul mentioned, Jay had vision and helped us move from downtown to this building here. Jay had further vision and took a new store here and made it newer with a new expansion, and that has increased our sales as well. When Jay first came into my office to interview, we were sort of a ragtag outfit yet, and here comes this guy in there with a blue suit, and I wondered, what is he interviewing for? I mean, as Johnny Davis used to say, this is a junk store. When we were downtown. But at the end of the interview, Jay simply mentioned to me, he said, Lew, if you hire me, I will not disappoint you. And that's been a very, very true statement over all the years. And as I've said, he's taken us to heights we never, ever dreamed that we would reach as an organization with a Restore. We were the second Restore in the nation back in 1990. We didn't know we were the second Restore in the nation, but we didn't know anything about other Restores. Today there are close to 800 Restores in the nation, and I mentioned something just recently to someone here that with Jay's leadership, our store has stayed at about number 3 in the nation out of all of those stores. Now that's including locations like Denver, like New York City, like LA, like Dallas, and many large metropolitan areas. But Jay has had us get market penetration here that is the very best in the nation on all Restores. So Jay, thank you for doing that as well. There has been a little bit of language that has alluded to Jay's personality or his nature here this evening. And I really don't want to touch on that. I think you all did a really nice job. Thank you. But Jay served on a leadership team with me for many years. And I will tell you, there were occasions in his management style when he would come into my office or we would get involved in something. I sort of wanted to hold up that bumper sticker that some of you have seen that said, wag more, bark less. But I learned early on that the old saying, the bark was much worse than bite. And to Paul's comments, I also learned at the end of the day that the bark often got hard things done. So Jay, thank you for leadership in that as well. We've talked about Jay's ability to run a store and to sell things, but I think if you want to know the true nature of the gentleman, Jay Sloan, Jay has made many hires in his day, and probably the best non-paid hire that Jay ever made was Iron Man Alan Laws. I will say to you tonight, for those of you that know the relationship that Dorothy and Jay have with Alan, that Alan has kept Jay in line over the years. And Jay and Dorothy have really, really brought a new quality of life and appreciation to Alan in his life. So Jay, thank you for that as well. Jay, I wish I was sitting there, but I'm not. But I wish you well. Carrie, our volunteer coordinator, I don't know if you know this, Carrie, but Jay will be showing up here to volunteer on Tuesday. Dorothy mentioned to me. She's giving here to us for 2 days a week. Make sure he wears his vest. Jay, best to you. Thank you for all the years and service you gave, and thanks for the leadership you brought to the organization. Thank you.